see the most recent dump of information on the Kennedy assassination that Jack Ruby had stated to people that before the day of the Kennedy assassination, keep an eye out today. There's going to be fireworks.
Maybe, but I think that I don't know what's happening when you're doing psychedelics, but there are certain psychedelics where it absolutely feels like you're experiencing another life form communicating with you.
Well, I asked people.
We're trying to figure out. No, he meant this.
This is hilarious. I asked people online, I said, they've detected all this aluminum and barium in water, and particularly aluminum. So that's something to be concerned about, and that's something that people are legitimately monitoring. What people need to understand is just because you feel like when you look up in the sky, you see these crisscross patterns, that they're spraying you. No one's spraying.
I don't know. I never thought about that.
Me and my friend Eddie were high as fuck, and we're talking to my neighbor, and there was some plane that was flying over, and we were wondering why the clouds coming from behind this plane stood so long. And so I asked him, I used to have this neighbor, I used to call him Bling Bling. Right away, I knew something was wrong. Like he's either on Adderall or something. He's just like real edgy and speeded up and just an odd guy, which is like a lot of people that are conspiratorially minded. They seem to be like very
that makes
nervous. And
that makes a ton of sense. It's basically the same thing.
So he and I were parked in front of his. I was saying hi to him, and I said, "Hey man, do you remember clouds like sticking around in the sky that long?" And he's like, "No, I don't know. Is that a new truck?" And like,
these chemicals most likely have some sort of a corresponding receptor in the human brain, right? That's the craziest thing about the most potent drugs, whether it's psilocybin or whether it's dimethyltryptamine. They have like really similar composition to normal human neurochemistry.
I would say this to anybody who thinks that. That has got to be the most ineffective government program of all time. Like, you ask people what they're doing by spraying things in the sky, and the number one thing they'll say is, like, weather control. Weather control is one. Well, they don't have any fucking control of the weather, because if they did, they'd make it rain all over Santa Barbara.
That's not where the money's coming from. I think you're misinterpreting the whole idea. It's all just a business thing.
Clouds vary in the sky. All the amount of moisture varies
for sure, right?
As well, which is one of the reasons why you will see a jet pass through one area and you'll see a contrail, and then it almost looks like they shut the contrail jets
You're looking at
off, and then you see it pick up.
There's business transactions. They're looking at a business.
It would be a very different experience. It would slowly settle to the ground and wouldn't look like a cloud, and there's no reason to do it. There's no benefit whatsoever. There's no scientific evidence ever uncovered that there's any benefit.
Anytime there's one person has authority over another person and they've lived an entire life in that position, that's their ecosystem. Their ecosystem is they have authority, they enforce laws, they lock people up, they put in this game.
CIA admits geoengineering, because this is one that the chemtrail believers constantly bring up. Some guy in the CIA had at some meeting where they were discussing potential future ways to use geoengineering. Like, let's play what this guy has. CIA director.
But it also,
John Brennan.
I bet it also was about rocket travel.
Go ahead.
Yes! Yes! And if anybody wants some barbecue rat, I make it.
Yeah.
So, this guy is talking about an idea of spraying things in the atmosphere to do something.
See, here's what's kind of fucked. If prostitution was legal, would that exist?